7, I believe it's in verse 20 that the brother's going to get. It says, in that day there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Because you're going to have guys that are going to say, Lord, have we did they being seen? It's going to go into it. Let's read it.
Matthew 7 and 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, Yahawashi, Yahawashi,
Right.
shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
But he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven.
Yeah. So, I mean, all in the name of the Lord ain't going to hear them, because all of this time they've been BSing with the word of the Lord and misleading the flock and selling out whole churches that they run, that they used to run now, but now the government runs these churches. So when it's all said and done, when the Lord visits them, he's going to visit them and repay them back for what they have done. Judgment. Now let's go back and read out. Read what you got. Read what you got.
Yeah.
And then when I profess unto them, I never knew you.
Yeah.
Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
Yeah, and they did work iniquity, because for the longest time, like I've been saying, they've been BSing with the word.
Yeah.
So go back and read Jeremiah 25, 23. So that's the guy you want to be. You want to be the individual. You spend a whole lot of time teaching the ministry according to as it is written. So when the Lord comes back, you're now made to be saved. You're meet to be saved, excuse me. Let me use that word.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
You want me to start where I left off?
Yeah.
Jeremiah 23 and 2. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahawah, Yahawashi, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Lord Yahawashi.
Yeah.
And I will gather, this is going into something else, I will gather you.
Yeah, that's what I want you to get. Yeah, keep going.
And I will gather the remnant of my flock.
So simultaneously, when the Messiah comes back, what is he going to do? He's going to save and he's going to judge. So what you want to be on the right. You want to be on the right-hand side, man. You don't want to be on the left-hand side of the Most High, where you spend all of this time BSing with the truth. And now when the Lord comes, you looking crazy, because you know the effed up thing you did all of this time. When you could have, in the midst of that time, repented and got yourself corrected with what you was teaching. Okay, well, whatever wrongs you was doing. But the men of the Lord, they're going to be delivered. And it's only going to be but a remnant, only a few. That's going to make it. Though Israel be as the sand of the sea, but yet a remnant shall return, and those same remnant will be saved.
Precept.
And you know, too, another reason why these guys are going off, because a lot of these individuals, these Israelite camps out there, and you know, they're all good because they teach the truth, and which is, you know, half of the truth they teach, that our people are the Israelites. So that's a beautiful thing. I'm not against that whatsoever. But the reason why these guys go off with the scriptures, because they believe also that the Lord, when the Lord comes back, he's going to deliver all of Israel. The Lord ain't going to deliver all of Israel. The Lord is going to get rid of the 2/3 of his own people, because they don't want to repent.
The rebels.
Exactly. And that also includes those that are claiming to be a part of the prophet and claiming to be Israelites. Shalom, brother. You know? So if you have that understanding of knowing that the Lord is going to only deliver a remnant, a few people, because think about it. There's got to be about 7-8 billion people on the face of the earth. But the Lord is going to deliver 144,000. So if you knowing that, you're going to be on your best behavior to please the Most High, because you want to make sure that you get on that chariot to be saved.
To be on his good side.
Yeah. So that means you're going to seek correction. You're going to do anything it takes to be in good standing when it comes to the Most High. And that's why these guys, I think, as I'm gonna you know, speak on what's on my mind, what I think. But what I also think, the reason why these guys are not taking the correction seriously, because they think that the Lord is just going to deliver all of Israel, even the bad amongst us.
Fuck, you know.
That's not what the Lord is going to do. Had they tapped into the reality of things, they would get their ass corrected. They would get their asses to be correct, man, with what they're doing. Go on, brother.
Okay, I've got this is Timothy's, 1 Timothy 3 and 12, and this is what it comes down to. Yeah, And all that live godly in Mashiach, Yahawashi shall suffer persecution, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse
Yeah.
and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
Right. Deceived and being deceived. And they shall wax. What is it? Worse
And worse.
Why? Because they're deceived into falseness. They're deceived into believing in things that are not in the scriptures whatsoever. Like the same dude was even once upon a time teaching that Obama was the Antichrist. Like, why would you want to teach something like that? Now, I mean, you could say that he is Antichrist because he's with Satanism. You know, you could use that, but the scripture says that there be many Antichrists. So there's not going to be a guy wearing a suit and a tie, and he's got a pitchfork on the left-hand side, and he's just standing there with a mean look on his face. That ain't talking about that. This is talking about people, especially in this world, that will come against the Most High, the Spirit. Okay, his ways of teaching and his ways of, as it is written in the Bible. Go on, brother. And the word anti just means to be against. That's all it is. No big deal. Go on, brother. Read what you got.
2 Thessalonians 2:10 says, and with all deceivableness and of righteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth.
Yeah, because they receive not the love of the truth, not seeking correction, doing all that it takes to be to get in good standing and teach the truth entirely. So because of that, what's up?
That they might be saved, and for this cause God shall send them strong delusions.
Yeah. So the Most High is going to put more demons on them. More demons to have them be more deluded in believing in the lies that they believe in, if they don't want to be corrected. Go on.
That they should believe a lie.
That they shall believe a lie.
That they all might be damned who believe not the truth.
Right, that they all might be damned that don't believe in the truth. Because it's all about the truth. But the Lord said, the Lord says, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is true.
But had pleasure in unrighteousness. Can I?
Go on, brother. You're going.
No, because I what's his name? Barack. I remember Barack around 2016 when I come out of Christianity. He's got he's quite eloquent. He's quite eloquent, and he gets really into it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's. I ain't seen him lately. I can't. You know, it's like I let the brothers do what they do, the elders and that. But I ain't seen. But he was very convincing, man. Like he get really so that strong delusion. He really believed them with passion what he believed. And for those who are emotional, you know, who don't know the truth, he's gonna take a lot.
Fall into it.
Gonna fall for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the thing, man. So I mean, once again, you want to make sure that you're in good standing. That's what it's all about. Just being in good standing. It ain't anything about pride or ego. You gotta put that to the background and realize, yo, like, you gotta get it correct, son. You know. Because you don't want to be looking like an ass, man. Before people that know who you are, that went to the old One West school of you, and when the Lord comes back, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, even for guys that are calling themselves Israelites and they don't have the breakdown, man, like seek counsel. Don't just go out there and teach. You gotta seek counsel, man. And it's the men that have the understanding, that have the experience. Don't just step outside and do the work with hardly no experience. You gotta know what you're doing, man. Go on, brother. Now, if the Spirit is on you because you were taught the right way to go out and teach, then yeah, teach. But just make sure you got everything together, man. Make sure you got all of your spiritual equipment together.
Yeah.
You know what you're going out there. You know why you're going out there for. Because this is a serious thing. Go on, brother.
Man, there's loads of edifying concerning the doctrine in Timothy's. This is 1 Timothy's 1 and 4. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies.
God. And then you know too as well, you got guys out there that'll watch every single camp. They'll watch GOCC, one guy will watch IUIC, and then they'll watch GMS. And then when they go out and teach the word, they don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because what they didn't realize is that all of these 3 branches of camps have their own different belief systems.
Yeah.
So you got that situation. So the best thing to do is to follow one camp, and the best camp to follow is us, the Great Millstone, because the Spirit of the Lord is dealing with us, and it's very well clear from where I stand. And I'm not saying that because I'm in GMS, but I'm only saying that because of what I see. All right, go on, brother.
Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies which minister questions rather than godly edifying which is in faith. So
Yeah.
do.
And when you teach, you want to you want to make sure that you're edifying your peoples as well. But if you don't know the scriptures and you mangling the scriptures, you giving the false edification. Well, there's no edification period, because the word edification is from the word
To build.
right. It means to build. So you're not building; you're more likely destroying, if anything. Come on, brother.
Desiring to be teachers of the law,
Amen.
understanding neither what they say nor whether they affirm.
Right. Whether they affirm, go on.
But we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. This guy into something else.
Okay. Come.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Follow the law.
Alright, so this is the definition of the word unfeigned. It's Strong's G505. It says anipokritos. And that means,
That's from the word
And
hypocrite.
hypocritos.
yeah, anipokritos. It means unfeigned, undisguised, sincere.
Right. Unfeigned. What is it? In disguise, right?
Undisguised and sincere.
Sincere. So I broke it down the wrong way. The word there is hypocritos, which means unsincere. So you want to be sincere, man. You want to be those that will prophesy of what Yahawashi said to the woman in Samaria, that in the last days, in that day shall true worshipers worship in this mountain. So that's the guy you want to be also. You don't want to be a hypocrite or just come out here acting. This is not an act. This is real. This is real life. This is life and death. That's how real it is. It's a life and death situation. Okay? Go on, brother. So that's what I want.
That's it on that.
I tell you what, you get Jeremiah 20, stay on Jeremiah 23, and you get, you can also get me, okay, where was we at first?
You're done with Matthew 7.
Yeah, I'm done with that. Come on. Yeah, get me Jeremiah 23 verse. Not you, I'm saying. Yes. Okay, yeah, you stay on that, and then read Jeremiah 23, verse 3 one more time.
Jeremiah 23. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord Yahawashi.
No, 3.
And
Jeremiah 23 and 3.
I will gather the remnants of my flock out of all countries, whither I have driven them, and I will bring them again.
Right, so now what the Lord is going to do, the Lord is going to deliver the children of Israel that he has scattered abroad. Because in the last days, as they say, the people that are calling themselves the JEWs, they're calling themselves after us, basically. But according to the Bible, they're going to be outside of the land and scattered abroad to come back into the land later on. Okay? And how are we going to come back to the land? Through the Messiah, when the Messiah makes a second return. So read that one more time, brother.
And I will gather the remnants of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and I will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase.
That's in the book of, you can also get me, what is it, John 10? Yeah, you get John 10. You know the one I want. Because it all begins with the word. Once you know the word of the Lord, you're, being made wise into your salvation. And then you'll be among those, the remnant which will be saved. So it all begins there. So anyway, let's read this. So spiritually, we've been gathered together. Spiritually, even though we've been scattered abroad physically, but spiritually we've been gathered together because we're speaking the same thing. We're in unison and we're rolling in the same spirit. We're a body of men which represent the body of Yahawashi, and this spirit is operating that. All right.
So, okay, which verse do you want? 10 and which? How does it go?
You can read the sheep of my fold.
Okay.
We'll go a couple of verses up.
Okay. This is John 10 verse 1. It says, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door, into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way,
Yeah.
the same is a thief and a robber.
You going?
But he that entereth by the door is the shepherd of the sheep.
Right. But he that entereth by the doorway is the shepherd of the sheep. So the remnant are going to return in pretty much getting this truth in the right sense of being taught. You know, getting the spirit to come into them. That's how you're being taught of Yahawashi. All right. Once you're taught of Yahawashi, then His spirit will dwell in you. But you have to first get it in the correct way. You can't just be a person that's unaware and you just doing your own thing. No, you gotta come in the correct way. You gotta come by the door side. All right, let's break this down again because I went on a little bit all over the place.
This is a good one, good further one. I'll go back to the first.
Yeah.
John chapter 10 verse 1, it says, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold,
Right.
but climbeth up some other way,
Right, and climbing up some other way, go on.
is the same as a thief and a robber.
Right, so you can't come any other kind of way. You have to get taught this truth the correct way. And like I said before, you have men that Yahawashi is dealing with, and you have those that Yahawashi is not dealing with. And you have to go deal with the men that Yahawashi is dealing with. That's how you enter into that's how you enter into this truth. But you don't want to be the kind of dude where you following certain men and you're just picking up and doing what they're doing without any form of being taught the correct way. Okay? And you really got to go through us, the men of great millstone, beginning with the apostles. Because like I said, Yahawashi is dealing with those men. Go on, brother.
This is verse 2. But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he called his own sheep by his name.
Right, and he called his own sheep by his name, going.
And leadeth them out. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them,
Yeah.
and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice.
Right, because they know his voice. So when we was all listening to the apostles of Great Millstone, right, we recognized what was being taught subconsciously. Now, consciously, we didn't recognize what was being taught, but subconsciously, we recognized it. All right, and this is why we decided to follow this through. As it says in the book of Malachi, I believe it is, I shall stir up your minds by way of remembrance, your pure minds, that is. Because we once knew this before. As Yahawashi also said in the book of Revelations, I believe, he said that those that have followed me in the regeneration shall sit on 12 thrones judging the tribes of Israel. So we once knew this before. All right? Go on, brother, go on.
Can I add something to what you're saying? It's like resonance. If you do like music theory, you have certain notes which are resonant with other ones. For example, if you play a C note and you play a third up from that, you get an E, and that resonates with the harmonic frequency.
Exactly.
Now, not to get too deep, but I just wanted to say that this word has a vibration to it.
Yes.
And when we heard it, even when we was in the world, something about this word resonated with our spirit,
Yes.
stirred up our remembrance, which is what called us into this truth.
Exactly.
So there's power in these words because it
Yes.
carries a strong vibration.
Right.
That's what I would add to that.
Gun, and that's a very good point. Because see, when I was doing my research on these different guys, in the spirit of finding the truth, I didn't recognize what's the guy's name that passed away, man?
The comfort.
Right, the God sent comforter.
Oh, yeah.
Right, the so-called God sent comforter, Jermaine Grant. I call him by his real name. Right. I was listening to what he was saying, and I wasn't feeling what he was saying.
Yeah.
And then I was listening to some other guys, and I wasn't really feeling what they were saying too. But I was feeling the 14th Street dude, Quash.
Yeah.
But then as I was listening to him, I kind of got quiet of him, got bored of him, and
Yes,
spirit
yes,
let me
yes.
straight millstone.
Yeah.
And really, I want to tell you brothers this as well, because back in 2007, this is when I was in the States at the time. And I was in my teenage years. So I came across one of the videos of the apostles on World Star Hip Hop. So me and my brother, we were supposed to, me and my blood brother, should I say, me and him were supposed to follow these guys and, try to see where they were, what they were doing, and we try to seek and find them, but the spirit had it to where we couldn't follow those guys. Because I guess it wasn't the right time for them to go down. So we just forgot about it, and, I would say about a year and a half, 2 years later, we found these guys once more again. And when I found Apostle Han and all of the apostles, it was brought back to me. I was like, oh yeah, that's that guy. That was that individual in Worcester that That was
very controversial.
Yeah.
Controversy, yeah, that controversy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how it is. And from there, I just, hey man, fit right in. You know, the rest is history. Okay, go on.
Verse 5. And a stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers.
Right.
This is the parable that Yahawashi spake unto them, but they understood it not, what things which he spake unto them. Then Yahawashi said unto them again, Verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep.
Right. I am the door of the sheep. So he's basically the shepherd. He's the shepherd that you go to. So like I said before, if there's a group of men that the Spirit of the Lord is dealing with, you go to those men. But how are you going to figure that out anyway? If the Spirit is on you to find who the Spirit of the Lord is dealing with.
Spiritual gift of discernment.
Exactly. Right. Because all things happen of the Lord, right? Man's goings are of the Lord. So the Lord got to lead you to the true men of the Lord. Okay? Because the Lord can lead you to a false group of men. And you basically teach with them, and you get down with them, and you thinking that, okay, yeah, these are the guys, but they're not the guys. So the Lord can deceive you, or He can lead you to the truth by leading you to follow these the men that He has set up. So who wanted to say what? Somebody wanted to say something.
Yeah, let him bring that one out. Go on.
Okay, go on.
This is Proverbs 24 and 21. My son, fear the Lord Yahawah, Yahawashi, and the King, and meddle not with them that are given to change.
Right, meddle not those that are given to change. Changing up doctrines and doing all kinds of heinous things with this Bible. No, man, we're supposed to deal with the guys which were taught and that are holding on to what they were taught according to as it is written also.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, that leads into this one, if I can bring this one
Keep
out.
going, brother.
Hebrews 5 and 11 says, of whom we have many things to say, and hard to be uttered, seeing ye are dull of hearing.
Right.
For when the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again.
Right.
Which be the first principle of the oracles of Yahawah.
Right.
and are become such as have need of milk.
Yep.
And need of strong meat.
Exactly. So you got individuals, they'll get into the truth and they'll be so concerned about the hard breakdowns. Yo, brother, what's that breakdown? Listen, bro, you just came in the other day. You don't need to know that breakdown.
Yeah.
Just calm yourself down, man. You'll get the breakdown. Just wait. Just be patient, man.
Putting the cart before the wheel.
Basically, yeah. Go on, bro.
For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe.
Right, for he is a babe. Right, you just coming in.
But strong meat belongeth to them that are full of age, even those who be by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're an individual that's been in the truth for a certain amount of years, you're supposed to know these breakdowns. Like Barak should have been knew about the breakdown of Revelation, the 12th chapter. But sometimes, man, like you could be old in the faith, and if you're not doing the right things, such as studying these scriptures concerning the doctrine is, right, then you're gonna sound simple.
Yeah.
And then you have to be taught all over again.
Because it's not too late for him. What you were saying, if he was, because I think the elders, what they're really getting at, directly or indirectly, is that come under the elders, because you know a lot of these. What's the other one? All the other one as well. The ISUPK guy, General Yohana, you know. So if they can get right, but really they need to come under the elders, the real elders of Israel. Because
but you know, this is the walk is pride, man.
Yes.
Too much pride.
Yes.
They got too much pride. They can't. They can't. I don't think they can do that, man. Because that's going to hurt. That's going to basically hurt their pride.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing you don't want. I mean, you know, everything is balanced. You got to have some sort of pride. You can't be an individual where you have no pride, because then you're just going to do anything and follow anything. So you got to have some kind of pride there. But the point I'm making is that when you got too much pride, and when it comes time for you to be corrected, you don't want to take correction. And this could mean your life. But you still don't want to take correction.
That pride is dangerous, man.
You may get emotionally hurt or your ego hurt, basically.
Yeah.
To what you were saying, there's a saying that I've got, which is Pride is a poor man's substitute for self-esteem.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's that's heavy.
And there's another one.
That's a heavy saying.
I think who sang that song? There's a song Maxi Priest, but foolish pride, because you can have so much pride, you're hungry, right? The guy that didn't want to come home and get anyway, I can't remember the name, but you're hungry and you need food. You got so much pride, you don't go and ask for, return back to your mother or the household because of pride.
Yes.
So as you said, boy, I mean, it's very hard to understand.
What pride can do. Pride can take your life.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to cow down and get the help that you need. You understand? Like, it's not about pride, man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you got so much pride, yeah, but that pride is misleading you to get the spiritual correction you need. And if you don't get the correction you need because of pride, that pride is going to lead you to be destroyed. So you rather be destroyed because of pride? Nah, man.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not how that works.
Yeah. It's not how it works.
You gotta humble yourself, man, and then you build yourself back up again.
And it's not a spiritual. That is not a spiritual man either. A spiritual man would humble himself. David. That's why David the Wada.
Yeah, David. Yeah, he was a humble man.
Yeah.
Because we live in a society that's based in pride. Like, who's running the society? Edomites are running the society. So they have that spirit of pride all in people in general. So you're born and raised in the city of pride, and you become prideful. Like these Edomites, these white folks. Go on, bro. Let us read this.
Because this is why a lot of guys are deceived, because it's that pride that deceives you as well. Obadiah 1 and 3.
Yeah.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
Right, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Go on.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
So the Most High can deceive you by putting the spirit of pride in you. Just like how this so-called white man is deceived. The book of Obadiah really talks about so-called white people, but their biblical name are they're known as Edomites. So they're deceived even in their pride, and this is why they've been able to basically destroy the world as it is. Destroying people's lives as it is, because it's all based on pride and taking as much as they can take and giving very little back in return. And not dealing with the world in a righteous setting. And that's all because of pride. And it's going to take pride for these individuals to be destroyed one day. They're going to get into this nuclear war. They're going to bring Britain into war. They're going to bring America into war. All of these politicians, what? Because of pride. And that's how these devils are going to be brought down, because of pride, man. Pride have deceived thee, though that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks. Talking about during the time when they were in Mount Seir. Now, people refer back to Georgia, Russia. What's that place called? The Caucasus Mountains. But they were dwelling in Mount Seir, which was a mountainous region. So Obadiah is referring to Edomites that call themselves white today. Go on, bro. Let us read the prophecy about them.
The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. But saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Right, who saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's the mindset. And this is the kind of mindset that's going to lead them to destruction. The scripture says, he that exalteth himself shall be abased. That's the way that Esau is going to be destroyed, by his what? The spirit of pride. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, that saith, who shall bring me down? And that's the way they feel, because think about it. I mean, if you've been conquering nations for all these centuries, you're going to feel like you're unstoppable. You've been sitting high for a long time. You're going to feel like, man, can't nobody do nothing to me. I can't be brought down. Have I enslaved nations? I've conquered people at the A, B, and C. So I got my shit together. Like, that's what they're basically saying in their mind. You know what I mean? And looking down upon other people that are less fortunate. And what made them less fortunate anyway is because they were conquered as a people. They were enslaved as a people. Mainly dealing with the tribes of Israel, who they really looked down upon. But by them looking down upon the nation of Israel, the Lord is going to repay them back for that as well. Go on, brother.
Verse 2. Verse 4, thou that exalt thyself as an eagle, and thou that set thy nest among the stars, thence would I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahawashi.
Right, then shall I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So the Lord is going to make a prime example of the man of pride. To let us all know that being prideful is not the way for mankind. And that's in the scriptures. Pride was not made for man. So we have no business being proud, man. And we as a nation, being that we're fallen greatly, and we're at the bottom of these cave dwellers, we have no business being prideful. We're supposed to be going before the Most High, begging and praying that the Lord comes down and fix things up, man. So if you got it all wrong, and you ain't breaking the scriptures down correctly, you need to get your shit in order. I'm gonna just use those words. Go on, brother.
This is the book of.
And if you don't like the fact that I said shit, then just don't watch the videos. Go watch something that's coming from Disneyland or some shit. Just watch that. Go on, brother.
This is the book of Sirach, the 3rd chapter and the 26th verse. A stubborn heart shall fare evil at the last,
Yeah.
and he that loveth danger shall perish therein.
Right. Check this out. He that is stubborn shall fear danger at the last, meaning he's gonna get himself together at the last minute. So what I want you to do, since you read that, let's get Proverbs. Proverbs 1. Hold what you got though, but get Proverbs 1 verse 25. Because these guys are gonna want to get it correct at the lastminute.com. No, you get it right when the time is permitted to get it correct. Go on,
This
brother.
is Proverbs 1, the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of King David.
Now, can the Most High save you at the last minute? Yeah, he could. But I wouldn't want to swim in those waters, man. Go on, brother. Being the last minute.
To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding,
Go on.
to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, judgment, and equity,
Yeah.
to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion.
Go on.
A wise man will hear and will increase in learning,
Yeah.
and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels.
And you know how a wise man will seek learning and will learn and will grow, because a wise man most likely is going to be a humble man. Because if you're a man of pride, how can you really grow? You can't grow on anything. You can't grow. You can't better yourself if you're acting as though you got it 100%. Even if you become great, the greater you are, the more humble yourself. Because there's always going to be some chinks in your armor, so to speak. It's going to be